Good morning and welcome to a pretty cloudy, miserable south coast of England today. We've had thunderstorms all night, so it's cleared the air, but it's still quite warm. Hopefully it will start to clear up later. And I'm hoping it will start to clear up because I've been invited today to go spear fishing. Never done that before. Never thought I'd try it. I've certainly years ago, Sarah and I used to do a little bit of scuba diving. We got our kind of PADI qualifications. This was all before kids. So I'm heading over now to meet some friends who are going to take me. We're off to a place called Lulworth Cove. If the weather turns out nice, it's absolutely stunning down there. But if it stays like this, it'll be pleasant. As long as the water's reasonably calm, I think we'll be okay. And for those of you a bit more eagle-eyed, you might see this microphone that I've got on. That's come about because one of my viewers messaged me and said, whilst they really enjoy the content and what I'm talking about, there's a really off-putting noise when I'm in the car. Just the background kind of wind noise and tyre noise. And when I went back and looked at some of the videos, I could see exactly what he meant. So I've got this mic, no idea how good it is yet. We'll have a look later on, but hopefully it's making the sound a little bit better for you. So while I'm driving over to my mate's house, I can start talking to you about the thing that I want to talk about today. And that is the kind of what we know so far about the 2018 Nissan Leaf. Because obviously there's been teasers and there's been rumours, and you know, we've had quite a long run up to this point. So I thought if I go back to kind of what I feel is like the natural start of it, and then kind of work through and hopefully pick out the salient points, the kind of what we do definitely know. And I think we're more or less there now, but barring any kind of big surprises from Nissan, I think we've all got a pretty good idea of what's coming. So if we go back to 2015, when Nissan first released their Sway concept, this was a concept car that you've probably seen. It's been shown a lot on the internet when people talk about the new Leaf. Basically, this was how their next generation of cars, the kind of the styling of them and how the general feel and look of them was going to be. Now, it's kind of come to fruition with the new Micra. That is effectively the Sway concept car, barring the kind of the fancy bits that you always get on concept cars. But I think that's a really, really nice looking car. So I think we can definitely say that Nissan styling cues for the new Leaf are going to come from this Sway concept. Now they've also said that there are going to be some differences for the Leaf. Now what they'll be, I don't know, and how radical they'll be, I don't know. But I think on the whole, what you have to say is that they are trying to make a good looking car that appeals to the mass market. Right, well, I'm nearly at my mate's house now, so I'm kind of hoping that I've remembered everything. Basically, I just got in the loft, grabbed my old dive bag, threw a wetsuit in it, and I'm just hoping for the best, hoping that everything still works. So, yeah, next time I see you, hopefully we'll be getting ready to go in the water. Waterproof case on, but so far we've been here about an hour and a half, and we've got one fish, and I'll be honest, other than fish about that big, I've seen nothing. So we came with great promise, and to be fair, the visibility is rubbish. You can barely see anything. Well, that didn't exactly go as planned. Not the most successful fishing trip anyone's ever been on. like between the three of us, we got one small fish. I don't even know what it was, I'll be honest. So it was a nice float around. The problem was it's been lovely all week, and apparently it is normally really clear there, but the cliffs around it and all the land around it's full of chalk. We had a big storm last night, lots of rain. It's just washed all the chalk into the sea, and visibility is terrible, so couldn't even see what we were trying to fish, let alone catch anything. But there we are. It was a nice morning out. So I'm now heading home, and I'm starving because I've missed lunch, and I'm fighting every urge I can to stop at McDonald's on the way past, because I know there's one just up here, and I never ever go in, but the more I think about it, the more appealing it becomes. So I might have to submit myself to a Mackie D's on the way home. Right, I've been saved from myself. I don't know that I wanted to be saved from myself, but they McDonald's, they were queuing out the door, and there's no way I was queuing up that long, so I've gone next door and got myself a chicken sandwich. How exciting. Yeah, well, I guess it's better than eating burger and chips, but it would have been nice. Right, I can concentrate a bit better now on what I was going to talk to you about. I've got some food in my tummy and feel miles better. So we've kind of spoken there about the rumours, what we think is more or less confirmed on the back of rumours, and the kind of the big issues that are being talked about. That brings us up to Nissan releasing their teasers, which they've been putting out on social media. Now, the first one they released was a picture of a headlight, and a very nice headlight it is too. Didn't really tell us an awful lot other than
yards speed camera.
Didn't tell us a lot other than the headlight. If you look back again to the kind of the concept car, it's quite similar to that. Then the kind of the big announcement, which was kind of the world's worst kept secret, was that they were going to put their autopilot onto the car. So it's called ProPilot. Now, Nissan's ProPilot is a kind of a very kind of low level autonomy. It will keep you in a lane. You'll be able to set the maximum speed you want the car to travel at. It will travel up to that speed, but it will obviously read the conditions around it. So if there's slower moving traffic in front, it will slow down, it will speed up, it will keep itself centre in the lane. But basically it's kind of like an advanced cruise control, nothing more than that. So next they spoke about it being able to park itself, so it's almost like an extension to the ProPilot. And again, this is nothing new technology wise. Cars have had parking assist on them for a few years now, but again, it looks like that's probably going to come as a standard issue on even the base model. So again, really positive that it looks like it's going to be a relatively high spec right from the off, right from the base model all the way through. Finally, what I want to talk about is the inside of it. So again, we've seen these pictures. The main kind of differences inside, obviously they've updated it. The current Leaf is getting a little bit kind of old hat now. The big things are there's a bigger screen. For me, it's not big enough still, but there's a bigger touch screen in there. They've kept the heating controls, which surprised me because it's quite a bold styling. And again, I think it looks a little dated now, but they've kept that, so that will be in there. It's difficult to tell, but possibly it looks like there might be the old electronic handbrake on there again, rather than it being down low again. I don't know that for sure. I'm just kind of looking at the pictures, and I'll home in on that so you can have a look and make your own mind up. And finally, there's the dashboard, the display in front of the driver. Now that has been completely changed. Obviously, it's to work in the ProPilot bits and pieces, so it shows you the lane and the information around ProPilot. And it looks like there's a couple of dials either side for your energy information and your speed and what have you. It looks quite neat and tidy. When I look at it, it looks as if it's possibly a digital display in its entirety, rather than at the moment there's clear sections for each thing. Now, whether that means that you can change your display or you can tailor it to how you want it to look, I don't know. But possibly there's a few more options on there. Well, sorry to cut straight across to me sitting here in my conservatory, but I was just editing today's video and happened to look at my phone, and believe it or not, the day I'm doing bits and pieces about Nissan teasers, they've released a new one. This one is about, they're calling it the e-pedal. Now this, if you don't drive an EV, might mean nothing to you. If you drive an EV, you'll probably get quite excited about this. Now, one of the big things about EVs is the regenerative braking that you get from lifting off the accelerator, and it's like sort of you're applying light pressure to a brake pedal. This seems to have gone one step further. Now, I mentioned in my video about they look like a button, like it might be the electric handbrake. It's not. This button is for the e-brake. So the way it's describing it is you lift off and it starts to brake. You lift off completely and it brings the car to a stop. I also want to apologise. That microphone that I was wearing on the lapel one didn't work. It was crackly, it was horrible, didn't cut out the background noise. I won't be wearing that again. That's going straight back. So I'm sorry the sound wasn't any better, and in some ways was a little bit worse. I think what I'm going to do in the future is just record on slow roads or handheld like this, and do away with dual carriageway and motorway driving. So I'm sorry about that. But either way, if you've enjoyed today's video, please like it and share it. And if you're not doing so already, please subscribe to the channel, and that will keep you up to date with all my latest vlogs. Thank you ever so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.